I sense in the countenance of Donald Trump that he wants to keep America safe. We've been talking here about the Muslim Brotherhood, about Sharia law, about the infiltration that's going on, but we finally have a president who, I think you would agree with me, and Michelle too, who does want to keep us safe.
President Trump has a great heart for America. We began to see it in the rallies around the country, and any of those listening who had the chance to go to a rally knew right away that he has a great love for people and that they have a natural love for him as well. And his statements, starting with the campaign and leading up to the inauguration and then the address to Congress, he keeps emphasizing, I will not let you down. I've got your back. I'm going to support America and I'm going to protect her from the threat, both foreign and domestic. And as a law enforcement officer and my colleagues in the military, we've been waiting a long time to hear somebody in the executive branch of the government that would say that. And we're all in on making that happen and doing all that we can. It's part of fulfilling our vow is to support our elected president. We are willing and able to do it, and I believe, based on what I can see of President Trump, that he has full intention to do just that.
Michelle Bachmann, what are your thoughts about the men and women Donald Trump has surrounded himself with?
There's a lot of good people that he has brought in. But so many of the people either worked for me or I knew them when I was in Washington, D.C. Very good people. One thing I really like about Donald Trump is he has wonderful pro-American 1950s John Wayne kind of sensibilities. He's not a policy guy. He doesn't have a background in policy, but he has good gut instincts as he surrounded himself with very solid people. But there's a whole wide panoply of people that are around him. This is where I think the believer comes in. We need to be lifting up this president and the administration because remember, the Proverbs talks about those who speak into the ear of the king. Because specifically the president doesn't have a lot of policy background, we need to pray that the right counselors speak into this president's ear. Let's make sure that every day we covenant together that we are going to pray for our president, we're going to pray for his counselors, and we're going to pray for this administration. Remember, there's only over 50 years of straight line damage that's been done to our Constitution in this country. And now Donald Trump has a brief window of opportunity to be able to rectify and change some of these things that have happened. It's not going to happen overnight, but we need to ask God for boldness, wisdom, and understanding to set this country back on a positive trajectory.
Phil, I know you would agree with that.
I've been traveling around the country for the last year, partly related to the book and the story that's in the book, and I've noticed a growing glimmer in the eyes of the people that I meet across the country, and I would like to encourage people to cultivate that. The glimmer is hope, and my message has always been hope from the very beginning. What I talk about is a remarkably serious and ominous topic. But nonetheless, we shouldn't forget, we shouldn't lose hope that it's the Lord himself that instituted government among men to preserve our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that if we believe in the Creator who instituted government, then it's incumbent upon us to participate in that government. The debates within the faith community about whether we should, in my opinion, are counterproductive and even misguided. If we believe in the Creator, we have a responsibility to participate in the government. The Bible says that in many different ways. Cultivate the glimmer of hope that's in you and participate in the process. And I don't think that people should ever say, well, I'm only, or I'm just one, because there's a thing called God's economy. And we can't measure, quantify the value of the contributions that each one of us make. The Lord can, and he even keeps track of a cup of water if we give that in his name. So don't minimize what you can do. You start with where you are, and you work out from there with what the gifts the Lord has given you. And if it's prayer, or if it's political participation, whatever arena you operate in, make the most of it, because we have, as Michelle has said earlier, this opportunity, both in the spiritual and in the natural, to really participate in, let's call it a political or a social or a religious revival. People have been praying for revivals for years. Well, we're looking at imminent one, a potential one right now, if we can recognize what's right in front of us.
Well, I want to spend some time in the second program that we're going to be doing next weekend, just talking about the reprieve that we were given back on November 8th. And I happened to be with a group of people just a few days before November 8th, and I saw their passion, I saw their prayer, I saw tears pouring down their cheeks as they prayed that God would have mercy on that day. I'll never forget it, ever. And Phil, you said to me, let's have courage to redeem the time. We are in a battle. We need to pray for Donald Trump and team. We have a battle for the American way of life. And I think, Michelle, the thing that, and we're being really positive here, and that's important, but the left is not going to give up their agenda. They've been at this for 100 years or more. They're not going to give it up.
Right, because this is everything
This
for
is
them.
everything for them.
Because for many of them, this is the only world that they
That's right.
can believe in. They can't believe in the world yet to come. And yet we have the great hope that lies within us that this isn't it. Thank God this isn't it. This is where we're living in the glass darkly. And then we'll be face to face. And so for many of us, we recognize we're pilgrims on this earth. And the greater life is the one that is yet to come. He will come and he will get us and take us to be with him, or we will leave and go and meet him there, one of the two.
Possibly soon.